Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our live webinar series. And today we would be talking about tax planning, tax impacts. Being the tax season is coming up, and everyone is thinking about taxes at this point. So I would like to share my knowledge over these webinars every week. Every Wednesday, I will be on these webinars. One week I will be talking about PPP, EIDL, grants, and all stimulus payment. COVID stimulus payments every Wednesday, 12 p.m. PST. I will be on live. One week I will be talking about stimulus payments, and the other week I will be talking about taxes. So these are the two main core areas where I can share my knowledge with all the viewers here. So today I would be talking about tax tax topic. Today's tax topic. So as we are filing our tax returns now, and everyone is thinking about the taxes, in the last 1 year, because of the COVID, there were so many initiatives taken by government, SBA, White House, and Congress, and also of course IRS. So all this because there are so many changes are coming up. 2 months back, what was the act is no more effective. A lot of cases because these are keep changing on day-to-day basis, month-on-month basis, week-on-week basis. Maybe a couple of weeks I might have said something is taxable. Now it is no more taxable. Might happen, and it is happening. So many changes have been coming up, and I am trying to update. I am trying to bring it all the changes, whatever is happening, to my viewers here. Here I am sharing only my knowledge, what based on my research, but I strongly recommend you to work with your specific CPA or tax advisor or financial advisor before you implement any of those strategies or recommendations. In our 2 weeks back, in our tax planning webinar, we covered very basics about what are the tax impacts, what are the regular taxes. And in the last week, in the last couple of weeks, actually I spoke a lot about stimulus payments. What are the new changes have come up, PPP loans, EIDL grants, and shutter grants, stimulus checks. We discussed a lot. So last week I discussed about what incentives, grants are available for the public. But now this week I would be talking about what tax impact it has on our individual and business tax returns. And now share, I would like to focus this today's webinar, today's live show, exclusively on stimulus tax payments, the stimulus payments and its tax impact. I strongly recommend everyone to please be check whether it's applicable for you or not, because some grants are got have received by some people have, some business owners have not received grants or stimulus checks. Some might have received stimulus checks, some would not have received the stimulus checks. So then it's similar situation to person to person, it may vary. But I am talking here at very more generic sense what you should know when you are filing our tax return. And I'm sharing my screen now, and feel free to post your questions if any. Either you might be on the Facebook live or you might be on YouTube live, and you feel you can post questions anywhere. I'm happy to take it up. I'm sharing my screen. Tax planning. webinar series. So these are my disclaimer. Please work with your tax advisors on what's happening. And now about me. This is very brief about me because I'm going to talk now. You should know who is this guy, what he's talking. I have 15 years of experience as a finance controller, CFO, and other senior finance positions. And I worked in Amazon, Starbucks, PwC, and Sun Edison. And I have a team of CPAs, chartered accountants, and other financial advisors. The most important thing is I want to mention here is the due dates because the tax returns are coming up. Tax returns are due now. If you are filing individually or if you are filing for a C corporation, the tax return due date is April 15th. If you are filing an S corporation or if you are filing a partnership tax return, the filing due date is March 15th. If you are not yet ready, nothing to worry. You can extend it for 6 months by filing an extension before these due dates, but you owe the taxes by the due date. So the extension is only for the filing a tax return, but not for paying the taxes. Now I'm getting into our this week's topic: stimulus payments and tax impact. I just want to check whether is it coming live or no. Oh, I think it is not showing up. I'm sorry. I think some technical issue. Yes. Okay. Stimulus payments, tax impact. I will be talking about PPP, EIDL, grants, stimulus checks, and unemployment. First, I want to start with EIDL grant or advances and loans. Up to $10,000 given as the EIDL loan. You might have received $10,000. Last year, as part of the CARES Act, every employer can claim for EIDL grant and they may get $1,000 for every employee in their company. If you have 10 employees, you can get up to maximum of $10,000. But if you have more, but no, you will not be able to get. But if you have only 2 employees, you might have received $2,000. So whatever the grant or advance, whatever you received, they are completely tax free at the federal level. And the state taxes, because you also need to pay the state taxes if it's applicable for you. The state tax rules are different, which I'm covering in the next slides. And apart from this EADL $10,000 grant, you might have already received. You might have also received EADL grant, EADL loan, which might be up to $150,000. I do also know some business owners got up to $2 million if they applied for the loan before March 27th, 2020. But whatever the money you got as a loan, it's a loan. It is not taxable. And whatever interest you pay on this loan is tax deductible. EADL loans are tax interest. You need to pay interest on EADL loan at at 3.75%, and the term of the loan is 30 years. So all those interest, whatever you pay on this loan, is tax deductible, and you can use either it can be an EADL grant or loan, whatever for whatever purpose you use as an expense for your business. By using these funds, those are deductible as a business expense. Like you might have used these funds to pay salaries, they are deductible. You might have used these funds to pay rent, they are deductible. So if it doesn't matter whether it's a grant or loan, those are deductible expenses if you use it for the operating expenses. Then my favorite topic, PPP loans. PPP loans are to be accounted as a regular loan still forgiven. So when you get a loan, what you do with it in general? If you get a loan, term loan, or if you might have got a loan from one of your friends, how do you treat a loan? A loan is treated as a liability in your balance sheet. So if you pay any interest on the loan in PPP loan, you are supposed to pay 1% interest on your PPP loan if it's not forgiven. So and if you pay any interest on those loans, those are deductible. Forgiven PPP loans are tax free at the federal level. There was a very big discussion on this topic in the last year. Even in the November 2000, in the end of the November 2020, IRS has given a notification exclusively on this PPP loans, PPP loan forgiven amount. What it says is, whatever expenses you incurred from these PPP loans are not tax deductible. What does it mean? When they don't allow something as an expense, it result in increase in the net profit. So when the net profit goes up, taxable income goes up, then you will be paying taxes indirectly. Those PPP loans are taxable. In for easy understanding, I'm saying. But on December 27th, Trump signed a new act, CAA Act, which overwritten IRS notices. What it says is, if you got a PPP loan, it is completely tax free, and all those expenses are deductible. So if anyone got PPP loan and if it's forgiven, great, it is a tax free money for you. It's a one lifetime, maybe one time lifetime opportunity if you got this money and forgiven. So of course PPP2 is also there. Under this program, if you got the money, it's a lifetime, one time opportunity. I have not heard about these great tax free forgivable loans for I have not heard earlier. So if you got any of those loans which are forgiven, those are completely tax free. But state tax rules are different. If a forgiven loan is tax free at the federal level, it doesn't mean that state automatically it's forgiven at the state level. So state level rules are different. I will cover that in the next slide. Here it is. So wherever there is a green, wherever you see as a green in this chart, those states have declared that those PPP loans are not taxable. So once the loans are forgiven, they are not taxable. And these rules are applicable even for the EIDL grants. So every state may differ from the federal. So you need to work with your tax accountant or CPA to understand whether are they tax deductible or whether are they tax free at state level or not. Some states have automatic, if the federal level if it's a tax free, state level also it's a tax free for some states. Some states have already given a notification and clarification later saying that yes, these PPP loans are forgiven. Once forgiven, they are not taxable. And there are some states still they are discussing. So what is to be done now? If your loan is forgiven before December 31st, 2020, then only you need to worry. If your loan is not forgiven as of December 31st, 2020, it was only just a loan, there is no tax impact in your scenario, you don't need to worry at this point. But if a loan is forgiven before December 31st, 2020, what you should do? You should just wait and watch. So how much time? You might need to watch for some more time, because I know that many states are still working to get the internal approvals to completely make it tax free event. So if your state is charging collecting taxes on your forgiven PPP loan, I recommend you to file an extension. Wait for 1 month, otherwise file an extension and watch the game. I think this is my interpretation. I think every state or most of the states may come and say that yes, these are not taxable events at the state level. But as of now, all these yellow color ones are still not yet officially declared. So I strongly recommend, please wait for some more time to file your tax returns if you are under any of those orange colored states. ERTC, payroll tax credit. Employee tax credit, I have done a detailed webinar or live show on this last week. If you are eligible to get employee retention tax credit either for the 2020 or for the 2021, you can get payroll tax credit to that extent. It means for the Q1 2021, if you meet all the conditions, you may be eligible to get up to $7,000 per employee as an employee retention tax credit. This credit can be claimed as payroll tax credit. Every quarter, an employer or business owner is supposed to file Form 941, which is a payroll tax report. Every quarter they need to file. Whenever they file this return, whenever they file this form, they need to claim this as a tax credit, employee tax credit. And these generally the tax credits are dollar to dollar. If you get any tax credit, they are not taxable. It's a dollar to dollar reduction to the tax liability. FFCRA, First Family Corona Response Act. Under this, again you got some leaves. If you are impacted, if any of your employees are impacted because of the COVID, either directly or indirectly, and if any of your employees families are impacted because of the COVID, or your employee has to take a leave to take care of their kids because they are not able to send their kids to the daycare. If that is the case, then you are eligible to claim paid family medical emergency leave. So I am not covering those details in detail in this webinar, but if at all if you want to claim this employee paid leave credits, you can claim this under Form 941 in quarterly tax returns, quarterly payroll tax returns, and these are tax credits and not taxable. The other one I want to talk about is stimulus checks. So in the last 1 year, you might have received some money, $1,400 for adults in the month of April and $1,200 in the month of December and January of this year. Stimulus payment 1, stimulus payment 2. For every individual who are eligible, eligibility is $75,000 for the single and $150,000 for married filing jointly. If you meet eligibility, then you are eligible to get stimulus check payments. And whatever money you got as a check, they are not income and you don't need to pay any taxes on that. And because you got these checks, there is no impact. There is no impact on your tax returns when you file your tax returns. If you have not yet received your check but you are still eligible, then you can claim the credits when you file your 2020 tax return. So please work with your tax account preparer or work with us. We are happy to file your tax return. We are happy to get you these bucks for you, these checks, because you owe it. I mean, government owe you if you meet all those criteria. And I am happy to take up the questions, if any, on this topic. And thank you very much. And this is our contact details. You can even send an email to us, or you can even call to our office if you want us to file your tax returns. We are offering 15% flat deduction, 15% flat discount on our tax return filing charges if you file your tax returns by February 28th, 2021. So if you're filing tax returns by February, come on, go and get 15% flat deduction from us if you need our help on tax returns. Okay. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. I'm ready to take up your questions. Okay, and every week for 30 minutes I will be on live. I come up with some specific topic, and I'm also open to take up any questions. It can be either related taxes or it can be stimulus payments. So one week we every Wednesday afternoon 3 p.m. EST I will be on live on my Facebook page and YouTube page to explain to talk either about the taxes or to talk about stimulus payments. I don't see any questions at this point, but I'm happy to take up if there are any questions. I will wait for 1 minute and end up this live stream. Thank you very much, and we're happy to file your tax returns if you need. Okay. Thank you very much. As I don't see any more questions. I will end this live show today, and I will catch you again on Wednesday afternoon 12 p.m. next week with stimulus payments, COVID stimulus payments. Every week I will explain, take up one topic, and I will explain in detail as much as possible from my side. I'm happy to answer any of your questions if any. Feel free to call us if you need any help, either on the stimulus payments, PPP, EIDL, ERTC, or tax returns filing or tax planning. We're happy to take up your requirement. Thank you.